Okay.
Hi, my name is Kelly Morgan. I am a student at ECPI, Charlotte campus. As you can tell from my clothes, I am in the medical assisting program. And my lovely friend is helping me record this, so thank you, my dear friend Katrina. What my introduction speech is about entitled The Day I Almost Died. June 30th, 2008, I was on my way home from school and a car pulled out in front of me, and it actually resulted in my car flipping over twice and spending almost a good week in the hospital. Now, if I was standing before you right now, I'd be asking for a show of hands on how many people have been in a car accident, how many people have almost literally saw their life pass before their eyes. I'm raising my hand to that one because it seems like almost in a brief of what only was maybe about 3 or 4 seconds of an accident, it seemed like my whole entire life passed before my eyes. The next thing I know, I can hear a voice of a gentleman saying, "Ma'am, are you okay? Can you hear me? Say something to me. Let me know you're okay. Let me know you're alive." And that's when I had realized I saw blue lights, I heard sirens coming. I even remember hearing a lady on the cell phone calling 911. And in those brief moments, you know, even before all that happened, so much had went through my mind at that point in time. And that comes to my first point, just kind of realizing where you are in that kind of circumstance. First of all, I'd like to point out safety. Always wear your seatbelt. It can save your life. It saved mine. I hung by my seatbelt for about 45 minutes, and it just looking at my car and the aftermath and seeing how things were afterwards, literally, if I was not wearing my seatbelt, I would have died. I would have been ejected from the car. And I also want to emphasize on how important it is for your passengers to wear your seatbelts. Front seat, back seat, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. Because if there was a child in my back seat the day that I wrecked my vehicle that was not wearing a seatbelt, that child would have been ejected from my vehicle and possibly crushed to death. So I definitely want to emphasize the importance of wearing your seatbelt at all times. The next point is my hospital stay. I do remember being cut out of my vehicle. They had to actually cut me out of my car because of the accident where I'd flipped over and the whole top of my SUV had actually caved in where I was pinned. And they ended up cutting me out of my car. I got a brief little ambulance ride to a helicopter, and I always wanted to ride in a helicopter, let me tell you. It's been one of my little things I've always wanted to fly. That little flight, did not get to enjoy it. $7,000 bill for that little brief moment of clarity, and I think I maybe got to see a little bit of the Charlotte skyline because they had my head taped to a board. Once I got to the hospital, that was something that was a totally different traumatic experience, because it's not every day you get brought into a doctor's office or even a hospital. The next thing you know, before they even ask you your name, they're cutting every single piece of clothing you have on you. They cut my pants off, shirts, even my undergarments. I felt totally, completely violated, because you have to think, not only do you have a nurse, you have a doctor, you have a trauma physician, you have different nurses' aides, men and women alike, but their main purpose in that is to make sure you're safe and to make sure that there's nothing internal, kind of assess damages, assess maybe bruising. They do ultrasounds at that time just to make sure you're okay. My hospital stay was wonderful. The staff at CMC were very, very, very accommodating to my needs while I was in the hospital. I walked away with a bump on my head, some severe internal issues, which I'm still coping with, and some back injuries, which I am currently in physical therapy and working on that. So things are slowly but surely getting better. And one more piece of advice I'd like to give my fellow classmates out there is, no matter what kind of situation, always make sure you have full coverage insurance at all times. I don't care if the thing's been paid off forever, and I'm going to tell you why. In my incident where the gentleman pulled out in front of me, before I got an opportunity to tell the police officer, "Hey, this man over here in the green car pulled out in front of me," the officer saw the man. The man fled the scene. So now, with my attorney's help, hopefully here in the state of North Carolina, my case will implement a change in state statute for uninsured motorist coverage for insurance purposes. North Carolina law states now that you have to actually have physical contact with the other vehicle or be able to identify by tag and license plate of the other vehicle that caused the accident. In this case, there was an eyewitness, the police officer that witnessed the whole entire accident, witnessed the other gentleman, was not able to get a tag number, but the other vehicle did hit me and had to get an attorney to help me with the uninsured motorist part. And it's just been a long process, and hopefully, with my circumstance, things like this can hopefully change the law to be able to help the good citizens of the North Carolina state be able to get assistance in times like this, because now my medical expenses are hitting almost $50,000, and without the uninsured motorist coverage that I'm trying to get my insurance policy to do, I'll be responsible for that out of pocket. So keep your insurance. I have full coverage. It helped me with my vehicle, helped me with some minor medical expenses, and make sure you have a good attorney on your side. And last but not least, I do really do want to emphasize, please, for the love of yourself and the love for your loved ones that are traveling with you, please always make sure you wear your seatbelt, because it will save your life. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you found this informative.